Hello everybody, welcome to Waiter to Win. The special edition comes out of this beautiful museum here at the Thoroughbred Breeders Association. It's sales weekend and all the guys are here already. We had a super interview with Greg Bortz to start with, and watch out for that. That'll be coming your way throughout on channel 240 as well as our 4racing.tv platform. Daryl Marie's with me, joins me. We'll talk about racing, of course, which takes place on Saturday out at Hollywood Bets Gravel. We'll start up with the first race on the card, where this horse, Miss Athena, tops the boards, trading at 14-10, number 5 on the card. But number 1, Kofilwe, is the second choice. That's at 18-10. There's been a bit of talk about that Sean, at the end of the day, Sean Veal's going to be riding for the Peter Muscat stable. Appears to be the two of them in the race, but Daryl will tell us it's bipod time, so we'll start there with the first. And is it those two? Do we need both in the bipods, or are you going to depend on one of them?
No, I'm bankering number 1, Clyde. Kofilwe, is that right?
Kofilwe, could be, yes, absolutely.
Listen, the top two in the market are both trained by Hollywood Bets, so we have to give the viewers the comments from the yard. Okay,
Right.
Number 1, Kofilwe.
Yeah.
The stable feel he is the horse to beat from pole position. Mia's Athena, the daughter of Lancaster Bomber, is expected to be right there at the finish. So both are upbeat, Clyde.
Both
Mia's Athena, fair debut. She was expected to win on that occasion. The word was out for her. Just worried about the form line, Clyde. I don't think it's quite as strong as the form Kofilwe brings in.
Right.
And I'm going to say he's worth a strike in the first race. On debut, Clyde, he was heavily supported from 14-1 into 5-1. He ran a cracker on that occasion. Next time out, he was thrown into the City of Summer juvenile listed event against winners.
Yeah.
We've seen winners from there, including I think the runner-up in Distant Winter. She's a very nice filly in the making. So I think the market is all wrong, and I'm going to say he's going to start favourite. Race time, and take a power beating.
Kofilwe, even that horse Lily of the Nile came out of there. Okay, let's have a look at what we're doing in this race. So we'll take you through the selections with regards to the bipod. There are 2 bipods, and we're going to start, of course, with the Darren Burrows bipod, where he's going banker 5. In Darren Burrows' case, he says that's the one to beat in his opinion. So he's going Mia's Athena by 2, 3, 4, 6, by 1, by 5, 7, 10, by 3, 6, and 8, and at the back 1, 2, and 3. And Darren Burrows, a 108 rand bipod. Daryl Marie's also worked one out for you as well, and here you've heard already that Kofilwe is the one to beat. Number 1, he's bankering that by the whole field, so he doesn't like the second race at all. Then the next leg of the bipod, he says, well, why don't we just banker the one horse that Fibonacci is the next banker in his bipod. Then 1, 5, and 10, then 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9. And the last leg, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Daryl spending a bit of money on the bipod, 540 rand. So Peter Muscat's got another favourite in here, and Jade's Cabernet tops the boards at 5-2, talking about number 4 on the card. But look, the race is open. There's a first time in here, Far Horizon, that comes from the Alison Wright stable, who's trading at 4-1. Number 2, County Kildare, is trading at around 5-1 or thereabouts. And we know already from Daryl's bipod that it's a field race, right, Daryl? I mean, you don't like the race at all.
No.
I mean, I don't know, how many horses in this race?
9.
9.
There's a scratch in there.
Okay, so we'll have 8 in the bipod,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Perhaps we'll treble up, double up.
Double up, yeah.
Of that I'm certain.
Yeah. So why is it so
yes.
open? I mean, what's the deal here?
The form that comes into this race isn't strong whatsoever, Clyde. There's a lot of Storm Jewel form line. Jade's Cabernet, the current favourites. Keegan de Mello rode last time out. She was very, very disappointing. She looked extremely well moving to the start. She just wasn't impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, let's just talk about Keegan de Mello for a moment, if you don't mind. Yeah, I do want to just shame he's been having a tough time, hasn't he, Keegan de Mello? I mean, he's he rides particularly well. Obviously, he's the top rider of the country, and sometimes you feel when there's too much of it, sometimes you not necessarily misjudge it, but it's almost like holiday time. He needs a bit of a break or something. I know he's just
back from a
yeah,
break.
I know, but there's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on a top guy like that. And
Maybe he's still warming
up. I mean, that horse of Woodruff's in the last race, Lucinda's that should have shame got in all sorts of trouble, should have won. That other horse the other day of what is it called, Blue Waters, for example. It's just unlucky, and I feel sorry for riders like that. They've been set such great form, but the big ones just don't. To try and get them up, not easy. I hope he can get this one home for you in this case.
Well, all I'm saying is he's jump ship and he's on the first time of Far Horizon.
Yeah.
There's no comments in the front of the computer form, so I don't know if she's fancied, but she is a 2-year-old Clyde. Like I said, there's quite a bit of Storm Jewel form line. Not quite sure what to make of it because that wasn't a strong lineup whatsoever. One thing I can say is County Kildare, number 2. She's usually over racing, and they fitted her with cheat pieces last time out. She came out sluggishly, but she didn't over race. She finished the race off, so that's quite encouraging. But she's well exposed. And number 5, Kainiska. Now, last time out, they tried her on the turf. They tried her with blinkers, and it's her best run to date. That winner, Isn't She Bonnie, is above average. So I'm saying that was her best run to date, and if she just reproduces a similar effort, she should finish in the top 3. I'm not convinced, so I've gone 3 horses in the bipod.
Well,
In the PA, sorry.
Gary Rich is having a heck of a run, isn't he? Been having a lot of
Yes,
winners,
stable's in cracking form.
Good to see that. Okay, well, let's put Daryl's place accumulator up. First leg of the place accumulator. 2, 4, 5 is depending on those. By bank of the 1 horse later on. Then 1, 5 and 10. Then 4, 6 and 9. Then 2 and 3. Second last leg, all of 2, 4, 6, 7 and 13. At the last leg, 2 and 6. It's a 540 Rand place accumulator. Welcome back, guys. Let's get on to the third race now. This was Fibonacci's top of the board. It's 28 to 10. I think it's a reasonable priced horse. There's a horse in here from Laugh's Yard called Streets Have No Name. And number 10, Majestic Rain, is another Peter Muscat horse who's in the market at 7 to 2. But there does appear to be a lot of talk for the Vaughan Marshall horse here, Daryl. Fibonacci, I know you've banked it in bipods and you're quite keen on this horse yourself. I think Darren Burrows is keen on it as well.
Yes, Clyde, you have to be impressed with his improvements he made in his second start, because the form line of his debut is certainly not strong whatsoever. It's very poor. But then he got thrown into the City of Cape Town nursery, if I'm not mistaken, grade 3 nursery. He was only beaten 5 odd lengths and he was drawn on the wrong side of the field.
Right.
So very good improvements in his second start. That was against winners. Now he's gone to KZN, he's going to make his local debut. I expect him to make a winning debut. I think, excuse me, Clyde. I think his only danger is Streets Have No Name. He also represents a Western Cape form line, but on a line through Distant Winter and Raskova, he's held on 2 form lines.
Oh, okay. By this horse Fibonacci, right?
Yes.
Okay, well then that's
so you have to go into this.
Then, I guess.
You have to go into this leg very confident in that number 1 should get the better of number 6. I don't like the look of the other one in the market. That's number 10, Majestic Rain. I know he's been tried with blinkers for the first time, but just have a look at number 11, Kajima Mfana, who's well exposed, very moderate to date. He only finished a length behind Majestic Rain in their latest encounter. So Fibonacci to make a winning local debut.
Fibonacci, we'll call it whatever you like. That's the one we're going for on the Winter Cloud run. Distant Winter, the second horse come to win. We think it's going to win. So we're bankering in the pick 6. We'll have a look at that now. Here's Darren Burrows' pick 6 for you. You can have a look at it. We're bankering the 1 by 5, 7, 10, by 3, 6, 8 and 9, by 1, 2, 3 and 13, by 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13, and the last leg 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14. We're starting with our banker, the 1, first leg of the pick 6. On to race number 4 now, and this is a Pinnacle Stakes over 1,400 metres. First leg of the jackpot. Not easy. I think there are a few horses that certainly come to the fore that one needs to pay attention to. The market's got number 7, Silver Operator, top of the boards at 3 to 1 as favourite. Peter Muscat's in their second choice. Number 10 on the card, Quasi for sure. And that's at 7 to 2. And then number 9, Mr. Master Starter, who's got to have a claim in a race like this, also trading at around 9 to 2. But it's good to see the Vaughan Marshall form in KwaZulu-Natal starting to tick now, Daryl. That's got to be in their favour.
Absolutely. You went through a quiet spell, but the stable has turned both in KZN and the Western Cape. Clyde, I've got my concerns about Silver Operator. I know he's a course and distance winner. He won the drill hall over this course and distance, but that was in his second start in the province. He had a prep run. Funny enough, he was beaten by Look for Hans, who runs in this race when having that prep. I think with 62 kilograms to shoulder, I know he's the best weighted, but I think he's got his work cut out. He might just need this, in my opinion. Quasimodo, Quasi for sure.
Yeah.
Quasi for sure. This is horse that was desperately unlucky last time out, Clyde. Remember Josh and Swellerman's eased him up and he got caught on the post.
Yeah, that was on the line. Yeah.
So he's back in the KZN now. He's got enough early toe to get into a good position, so I'm not too concerned about his wide draw. And he's clearly on the upgrade. He's an improving 4-year-old, so has to be taken seriously. Emilienza Yokokaduma, number 5, held on paper, but he is, I think, 3 kilograms better off with Quasi for sure. And if you listen to these comments, Clyde, you will be pitting him in all your perms. He said the stable says work leading up to this race has been outstanding. So that's very upbeat.
Yeah, that's huge.
And he's expected to be involved in the finish. Horse I'm leaning towards, and I know he's out at the weights, is number 1, Imposing. I thought very encouraging comeback in his debut for the new yard. And then last time out, that race was very messy. It was his second run off the rest, and I think he's much better than that. So I'm going to say Imposing is the value in the race. Healthy respect for Quasi for sure, and Emilienza Yokokaduma.
Kaduma got to go in as well. Okay, well, there you go. You got the names. Jackpot time. There are a few. Let me tell you, if you look at the form lines of the top 3 or 4 runners here, there are lots of winners from all of them. So, and there's some line horses in there that'll give you a key to it. It's a race where I think you're going to need to go runners. Darren Burrows has gone a few in his jackpot. He has a look at the jackpot now. He's going 5, 7, and 10 in the first leg of his jackpot. By second leg, 3, 6, 8, and 9. By third leg, 1, 2, 3, and 13. And the last leg, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So 5, 7, 10 in the first leg. Yes, I understand Silver Operator does have top weight, but that form line has been quite solid. Well, we're sitting here as Weighted to Win in the museum here at the Thoroughbred Breeders Association. If you haven't been to see this museum, you've got to come and see. The history goes back 200, maybe 300, I don't know how many 100 years, but it's unbelievable to see what sort of memorabilia you've got in here and what you can remember, the days of those that were born in the 1800s to when we are now sitting here at this particular point in our lives. It's unreal. But anyway, in order to get through all this, we need to find more winners. So what does that mean for us? It means we're going to take you through the betting for race number 5, where this horse is top of the boards at 7-2 from the Dean Cannon Mayer stable, Rosh Kadesh. Top of the board, 7-2 for Keegan DeMello. Shame the guy's been having a tough time, Keegan, and it's been hard on him, I have to say. Not easy to ride lots of favourites. And, you know, 1 or 2 go missing and he gets a lot of abuse. It's not easy for jockeys, I've got to tell you. 6 to Zona, 4-1 second choice. And this was 5, Black with Dynamite, the next one at trading at around 9 or 10-1. Daryl, talk about us, the second leg of the jackpot. Is it a number of runners or what do we do here?
Yeah, you'll see my jackpot, Clyde.
No, you're going
pricey.
field.
You're going to have to take a percentage. Certainly can't afford a full one after Marshall Field. Yes, Clyde, this race is very tricky. Intrepid, 3 runs back over the 1200. On this course he was running on, his running style suggests he'll get the 1400. And I think Cabello will suit him. He's got soft hands. Leave him alone and let him do his best work late. So, nice little roughie to include. You can see he's off a competitive mark. Rosh Kadesh, very disappointing. His post made an effort. Was never a factor, Clyde. So you can't come into this race with confidence based on that run. But this horse has got a reputation about him. Clearly not delivering what he's been shown back at home. Dazona only had 1 run for the new yard. I thought he did well to win because he was over racing in the early stages. So he did pick up a hefty penalty, but you never know, he could have improved further since then. I'm going to lean towards a roughie over here, Clyde, number 9, Ralph the Rascal. Never gets beaten far, he's always an honest sort. Go back to his last run over this course in distance, Clyde. He ran 3rd to Wiccan Warrior, who's a very nice sort. Second in that race was Kitchikal, also a very nice sort. So I'm saying if he's not too far back turning for home, he could slice in between runners and get up close to home. And that will be a cracking result for the first leg of Jackpot 2.
Okay, so you got a bit of a shrewdy in there, Daryl Marie. Let's look at his jackpot. Not an easy race. Let's take a look. There are a couple of raiders that you've got to watch out for, but 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9 in the first leg of Daryl's second jackpot by 1, 2, 3, and 4, by 2, 4, 6, 7, 13. And unfortunately, the last leg makes it the most difficult. Field at the back. And if you want to spend 140 Rand for 10%, you're more than welcome. 14 Rand for 1%. But if you've got the cash, well, then spend the 1400 and hopefully we can get the money. You're back with us, welcome. And race number 6 on the card. A few in here with chances in this particular event, like Cherry Laddie, for example, for Dean Kanemayer. They top the boards at 33 to 10. Number 1 on is Surveyorman, second choice at 7 to 2. Tony Peter's got a few that's travelled and they're taking their chances. 2 Cavalieri, MJ Udendal. I saw him at the sale. He said he's got a couple of nice runners on this Saturday, so watch out for the MJ yard, MJ Udendal stable. And Michael Roberts, I bumped into him. I said, hey, Mace, we're going to win the July this year. We'll see you again. He laughed. He said, I hope so. And, well, it's one of the nominees in the Hollywood Bets Durban July. We look forward to that. That's at 10 to 1. Well, the race like this, there are a few, I guess. We've seen Daryl's jackpot already, so it's not easy. And perhaps a handful of runners that have to go in.
Yes, Clyde, interesting race. Don't know if you saw Sir Yaverman's debut for Tony Peter. This horse was off like a dirty shirt. He showed lightning speed in the early stages. So one has to think that this track and trip could well suit him. So I've thrown him into the jackpot. Cheeky Laddie, now you can see since he won his debut, he's been thereabouts. So he's off a competitive mark. He's now been rested and gelded. If he's come on, Clyde, you can say he's going to be ahead of the handicapper. So I'll give him healthy respect. There's a comment in the front of the computer form. Stable says he's doing well and he has to be included in all exotics. Shifting Path. Have a look at this horse. I mean, he's run against Hit Them Hard Sunshine, At My Command, Charles Dickens. Has he trained on? I don't know, Clyde, but he does get fitted with a set of blinkers and his ratings come down.
Well, you found a horse there that's probably come off the strongest form line in at the moment. I mean, Nevada King, that horse Charlie Croker came out and won. Red Sash won. William Rufus won. The form has been deadly, waiting for this horse to run, to be honest. What price is this horse, Daryl? Do you know?
Well, no, I don't. He's a blinker striker as well, Clyde.
Yeah.
And then Cavalieri, all depends on how far he's going to be back, turning for home. If he's not too far back, he can switch around, Clyde. And I actually think the 1200 is ideal trip, so I haven't excluded him.
Well, Shifting Path number 4, by the way, is 20 to 1. So we're putting that in the play, right?
Yes, we have.
20 to 1 shot we found for you. Okay, let's put up those selections for you guys and take a look at what we're doing. We're taking Daryl Marie's exacta box, the 20 to 1 shot that's not going to start 20 to 1 Shifting Path. I can tell you that much is in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take that boxed. 2 more to go now, guys, and this was Fashion Enigma's in here. May well be the horse to beat, though priced up at 5 to 1. Alison Wright and Keegan DeMello. They've got a good combination, or formidable team, I have to tell you. So you've got to obviously have respect for them, Daryl. Let's start with your Ask You, and then we'll have a look at what you guys are selecting. It's an open race, but the World Sports Betting guys have got this all at 5 to 1 the field, really. I don't know if that's right, or something will shorten, or they all drift. Where do you see it?
Yeah, let's just touch on Fashion Enigma. I'm reading the comments of here. Daughter of Master My Fates is doing well at home and she's expected to produce another big effort.
Okay.
Clyde, her latest 2 starts have been on the poly track. Finished second in both of them.
I see that.
Latest start on the turf track, she finished second off the same mark. So she's gonna be thereabouts once again. Eye catching. Last time I close up on the poly track, she's more than capable. She's never far off. Darren and I fell on the same horse of here, Clyde. Number 6, Chelsea Flower.
You've been for that for a few times now.
Last time out she was, I think, a bit too handy. She just emptied out in the latter stages.
Yeah, and the time before she was too wide.
She was too wide. And look at her, she's come down further in the rating. She's
but
down
that
to
guy
69.
Nino doesn't rate it at all.
Is it?
Yeah, no.
Well,
we keep wasting our time with this horse, Chelsea Flower.
I'll tell you what, she's going to pop up. She's going to pop up one of these days. Okay. But the race doesn't stop up there. There's a filly over here. Diana, the Huntress.
Right.
That's number 13, Clyde. You watched the replay. You said, no, she's not for you. And the next start, the horses were stopping up front.
Yes.
More than that then she was finishing.
That's right.
But in her last start, in her second start, she was never in doubt. I know she's got to work cut out from a wide draw, but she's very lightly raced, and she could be anything.
All right, well, there are a few. It's not easy, guys. So let's have a look at the seventh race. This is the last double opportunity of the day. Let's take a look at what the recommendation is. Both Daryl Marie and Darren Burrows say no. Chelsea Flower, it's Chelsea Flower today or never is basically the statement, and that means number 6 on the card is trading at this point in time when we're doing the recording at 14-1 the win and approximately 3-1 the place. Well, you thought it gets easier. It doesn't get any easier than this. I mean, well, I say it's as hard as it comes now. This handicap, this is a 75, and I know the boys have got field running here. Listen, it is run over 2,300 meters, and a horse like number 10, Papa C, tops the boards, but 5-1, joint with number 12, who's second favourite, a horse called Zarko, 5-1. Then you've got 14, Rock Fall. Saw Paul Lafferty at the sale. He's in good form. He says things have been going very well. He's happy with the state and condition of his horses left, so well done, Laf. And 5 Tin Cup is trading at around 8-1. And there's a stable in KwaZulu-Natal that have been in good form as well, so watch out for them. You know about Tin Cup quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, Clyde, he must have a
they serve
chance.
cold beers, don't they?
Oh, Tin Cup, that Tin
yeah,
Cup, yes.
yeah.
The
Okay.
music was a bit too loud last time.
Was it low? We'll talk to them. All right, but anyway, what sort of chance you give them here?
Yeah, he has to go into perms, Clyde. He improved in his later starts. His boss, Futura, should get the trip. Clyde, I thought there is some value in number 6 over here, Tom Bombadil. What's here, 10-1?
Yeah, 10-1, quite right, yeah.
He's in good form. Go back 3 runs to Papa C. He was unlucky on that occasion. He found a few traffic problems in the straight. Only got beat just over a length, and he's 1.5 kilos better off. Later start was a very decent effort beyond Seamaster, so he goes extremely well over this course in distance. He should be in the money. I can see him winning it. So I think he's certainly represents value. I backed him up with another 10-1 shots in the PA. So I've gone for 2 10-1 shots. Number 2, Catch the Tune. Now he has improved as a gelding, Clyde. He does get the trip. He goes handy, and you can see he's in a good space currently because he's strung 2 decent efforts together. So he has to go into all perms, but like you say, it's a very, very hard race to end off proceedings. Maybe a small each way bet on Tom Bombadil, but I'm fairly confident he's going to finish in the money at least.
Okay, well, that is Tom Bombadil is number 6 on the card, and we'll have a look at what the plan is with our last race here today. This is the story, everybody, and this is Tom Bombadil trading at this point in time when recording the show. We last time had a look, number 6, Tom Bombadil. I'll just get those official odds for you. You're talking about just about double figures about this horse anyway, and you can get some good value at place. So 10-1 the win, and 1.5 times your money at place. Thanks for watching Weighted to Win on this Saturday afternoon. Hollywood Bets out at Greyville, and it's been fantastic doing it from the Thoroughbred Breeders Association Museum.